This is Inside the Ring with the Old Man.
Welcome to Inside the Ring with the Old Man. Today we're going to talk a little bit about some current events that are going on, some shit that I found that was pretty funny. How you doing, old man?
I'm doing good. Like I said, we'll start it off. If you don't know who I am, you should.
We also have Chris in on this podcast. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good.
First off, I want to talk. Did you hear what was going down in Arizona?
No, I was just there in Arizona yesterday.
Okay, Arizona. This is fucking funny. Helicopter rescue at the Phoenix Mountain Preserve was supposed to be routine. 74-year-old woman tripped and fell during an early morning hike. Now, First off, what is
a 74-year-old woman doing hiking?
Yeah, what is
A
up
lot of
with,
people hike, man.
but
74,
yeah,
84.
but you always hear about these old people and then
Right.
they're fucking lost.
Yeah, they get lost, right?
They should go like
Well,
for
yeah, a lot of young
better.
people get lost. A lot of young people get lost.
I don't know
It's
what
because,
it is.
first of all, I'll tell you something. If you've never been hiking, you don't know.
I've been hiking on a trail.
If you
but
don't
not
know how
like-
to read
I
a
haven't got
compass,
lost.
you shouldn't be at the fuck out there.
Well, you shouldn't be hiking
If you don't know how to coordinate
need
by
a
stars,
compass.
you shouldn't be the fuck out there because it's easy to get lost when everything looks the same. And if you can't talk about that shit if you've never been out there because it can get really fucked up.
Yeah, but 74. I mean, where's her caregiver?
Okay, but 74 again. 74-year-old people have a lot of.
Okay, who is she with? She's out there by herself?
I know. That's what I'm now.
She's out there by herself?
So this is. I don't know. We haven't heard this story yet, but we'll figure this out. 74 though. There's a lot of people 74 that would be listening to you. What the fuck are you on? You call me the old man. I'm not 74, but this way. I hope the guy at 74. I got my marbles because you might as well just. Hey, put me.
I
out of
just
my
think
misery.
at 74, you do not need to be hiking. You need to be
Well-
like in a wheelchair rolled up against the
Will
window.
you be hiking when
Well-
you're 74?
I mean, I think I'll still be active at 74. I mean, what the fuck? If you lay down at 74, that's not that fucking old if you think about it in today. How about the lady that skydived? I told you she jumped off with a parachute with this guy, jumps off bridges with a parachute. These grandkids of this grandmother, just grandkids, mind you, not her grandkids, not her own kids, but her grandkids said, I think grandma needs this. We want to get her this gift. And this gift was her to go to this skydiver dude. And he jumps off bridges and he takes people for a ride.
Oh, he hooks him up to
Hooks them up in front of him and everything. But when he lands on their feet and you land running, And I seen what he was doing. I said, no fucking way. This lady was 100 years old. She was turning 100. And the grandkids wanted her to do it. And then, so the grandkids asked their parents, you think, grandma should do it? They said, yeah, that's a good idea. So her own kids and her grandkids thought it was a good idea.
Is that even healthy for her at 100 or her heart?
This lady still does everything. Now, they asked the lady, what does she still do? She said she still has a cigarette from time to time. So that dispels it. She says,
I hear a lot of old people say cigarettes. They say that's what.
But she eats regular food. The only thing she said is that her food that she eats is fresh. She doesn't eat any of this processed bullshit. But outside of that, she's just a little, with all of her marbles, and they did an interview with her. I don't know, probably people out there listening has heard this and seen this. But this lady did the jump with the guy, and she did very well. Came down and watched her. I'm thinking, come on. I know my grandfather was, and he was 89, and I remember grandma died when she was 70. They weren't mobile like that. They would have been no fucking way. My grandfather could barely walk around. He was a busted up cowboy from riding rodeos and shit. But I'm looking at this lady. This lady had no problem. And they asked her, she said, so that was fun. I'll do it again. I'm like, what the? And the guy interviewed her. He just didn't take their money and say, yeah, let's jump. I don't give a fuck if you're healthy or not. He interviewed with her and he made sure and he checked her out. And he says he deemed her good. So now you're talking about somebody 74. That's 26 young.
She's out there on her own though, probably.
Yeah, but okay. But again, this
That
lady
old
was
lady had
100.
people.
This is 74. So now, in comparison, this lady, when she was 74, she'd have no. And this lady does hike, by the way, the one I'm speaking about. That's what she does. She says she takes hikes.
You know this lady?
The one that's 100? No, I don't know anybody. I don't know any of these. I'm talking about
the lady
them.
you're talking about that skydiving.
No, I don't know her personally. I watched they did this show and I watched it on one of these shows. I don't know.
Okay, so
Actually, she's 102 years old.
The one I'm talking about?
I just
Oh,
pulled
I'm
up.
sorry.
Okay, so-
I was wrong. Got it wrong by 2 fucking years. See?
okay, so back to this fucking lady who's out there hiking. I mean, so
Right.
this poor woman, beautiful woman, is hiking out there in Phoenix Mountain Preserve.
Right.
I guess she was lost. They send a helicopter unit to go rescue her. Now, I guess the helicopter unit has performed 210 rescues without any trouble.
Right.
So
let me stop you. Let me get some clear. She did go hiking by herself.
By herself.
Had she been there before? Let's get that clear.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. I just know she's out there. She was disoriented and unable to walk.
Walking around by herself out in the
Not enough water.
Yeah, so I guess she's
Dehydrated?
fucking suffered from heat stroke or something.
Okay.
So she's out there. She's stumbling around. Yeah, she's stumbling around. Right. So
it was hot yesterday in Arizona yesterday.
No, this is 5 days ago.
Oh, 5 days ago. Yeah, well, it was hot motherfucker yesterday.
Yeah, I
108 or something like that.
So they strap her onto the gurney or whatever they lift you up to. Well, I guess there's some sort of anchor that's attached to
keep it from spinning.
Almost like a stretcher.
So here's a video of the actual rescue. Okay. Take a look at this video.
Oh, it got out of control.
Take a look at this video. Oh,
jeez. Let me see what we got here. Turn your screen this way. Let me see. Oh, fuck. She's spinning around. Now she's all fucked up.
She's spinning fast.
That happens a lot. I've seen these rescues happen like this. There was one more than that where a guy was hanging on like that. He was hanging onto the basket. They had somebody in the basket, and the firefighter, the rescue guy, was hanging on the outside. And we could pull that up.
Look at this shit.
That's crazy. She's got to be fucking really fucked up.
She's fucking toast.
She was in stable condition.
She died.
She was fine.
Fuck no, she didn't die. I mean, her eyes and everything. Blood.
This has happened before.
Look at how fucking fast she's.
But how did she get into who put her in the basket? A guy down on the ground. He went down first, put her in the basket, and sent her up. So. Okay. The one that I seen.
Look at her.
She's done. That's crazy. She's
spinning fast.
They can't bring her all the way up. She's going to hit the bottom of the fucking wheels or something. And the landing gear. She'll be all fucked up.
It was like over 250 times.
So how did they stop this? This is going on and on. This is crazy.
You keep watching.
They got to land again.
No, they go ahead and they just take off.
Yeah, they take. No, she's still spinning as
while she's still spinning. So I guess one of the guys on the helicopter, one of the pararescue guys or whatever, said she's got to be out by now.
You would think.
And then they just took off. While she's still spinning.
Right. She was
all the way to the hospital. No.
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, why couldn't they get to a flat? I know that was on a mountainside. They got rescued from a slope.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Okay, so they couldn't go back.
175 times they said that thing spinning.
Okay, what I don't understand. He takes off. Who put her in the basket? They have to obviously lower the basket down. They probably send a guy down, right? I don't know the whole deal.
I think she put herself in the basket.
Okay, if she put herself in the basket, she means that she covered herself up?
I'm assuming
her head was covered. I just see a blanket. This is all kinds of confusing for me. First of all, she gets herself in there, covers her head up, she straps herself down, she's good to go. And then it starts spinning. Well, of course you can't stop that spinning, but okay. What I don't understand, why they didn't just lower it back down to where maybe, I think they probably put a guy down. Like I said, I seen it where they put the basket down with the rescue guy. And he put somebody into it, and then he told him to go up. For whatever reason, the one guy was tethered to it too, and he was hanging on the outside. And the motherfucking thing started spinning. He was hanging on, and it was spinning fast, just like that. It was crazy, and they were giving the guy props for not letting go and fucking being flipped off, because I guess he didn't quite get. Maybe he didn't get. What I'm recalling, I don't know if he got tethered. He was hanging on to but he did never let go, and he was hanging outside that basket, spinning. And they had somebody in it. It was just going spinning out of control like that, really bad. I think it was a few years ago. I think it was a fire rescue. It could have been a thing like this rescue, but it was same deal. And those things, I don't know how they get them not to spin, because they use those baskets all the time. What are they tethered to? Why didn't it get tethered to stop spinning?
Well, I guess whatever it was supposed to be tethered to, it broke loose.
Oh.
It broke loose.
She had broken blood vessels in her eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Her face was black and blue, and her feet were black and blue.
Well, if the fucking hike fall or whatever didn't kill her, that basket ride probably almost did.
Toughly.
Was dizzy and nauseous.
Huh?
She said she was dizzy and nauseous.
Sure.
No shit.
For a couple days, she said.
Hey, you know what I would do? I would start training her for fighting. She can take that. She can take a punch, too. This is amazing.
She's got to sue.
Dude,
she's gonna come up.
Dude, I've seen this before, and I've often said to myself, "How is that helping these fuckers when that's not the first time that's happened." Look it up, Chris. You got that? Look it up. There's about the guy got stuck on the outside of the basket, but it's crazy that you're already hurt, you're already fucked up. They pick you up, and then your rescue fucking just runs amok. I mean, come on, man. She thought she was scared before. I bet you that bitch was fucking out of her mind. Poor old lady.
Probably. This also made.
I'm sorry, but man.
This also made national news, which is actually almost in our backyard. Moorpark, California. A big-rigged truck driver had been arrested after authorities spotted a phony license plate on his rig.
Okay.
Here's a picture of the.
I was
one of those license plates, the new ones.
Oh, Jesus. He was from where was he from? Mexico, I bet?
I thought you were talking about The paper license plates.
People
that they're
don't. People in the
This
chat-
thing is made
people-
out of Play-Doh. And
For the people that can't see it, I'm
Was he
just looked at
transporting
the
any
plate.
drugs?
The plate says it's an old black and white. It's an old black and yellow letters.
Wait, but you can order those plates like that.
Okay,
though.
but no, not this. You can't.
this thing's made out of Play-Doh.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's made out of Play-Doh, and it's all it looks like it's melted. And then it says instead of California on the top, it says Califas. Which
Califas.
that's in Spanish. That's California. If you don't know that. Now he's got Califas on there on this goddamn clay-looking thing, and then he got some phony number, which doesn't come out a big truck. He doesn't even have. I think he has what? How many letters does he have in it? Does he have enough?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
He does. He has.
4, 5,
he has
6.
vehicle.
He has one number and
Yeah,
6 letters or 6 numbers.
Well,
and
big
one
rigs
letter.
have more. I know. I was in the trucking industry for 30 years.
So it says a big rig truck driver had been arrested after authorities spotted a phony license plate on his rig. Ventura County Sheriff's Department says the 1960s style yellow on black plate had wobbly letters and numbers.
On the back plate, what I don't understand, on his back plate, this goes to show you that his trailer was probably stolen because, for one thing, your back plate doesn't have to be displayed on a trailer on a truck. This I know. I was in the industry. Look, you run your plate on the front bumper because, of course, you can't see the back of the truck, of course, because you got a trailer. Now, the trailer is not required to have a rear plate like a car, a vehicle, or even a straight truck.
Was it a trailer or a diesel?
They said
It's a
truck.
big rig. I mean, this is 18-wheeler.
18-wheeler. That means he's pulling a trailer, which is not required to have a plate on the rear, only on the front bumper of the truck. Now, the plate that could be on the trailer, it will be what they call an exempt plate, and it doesn't even look like it says exempt right on it. It's so it's a plate that it's a one-type plate, and you could take it from one trailer to another trailer. It's issued to the carrier. But anyways, this was a dead giveaway.
So the motorcycle officer spotted the plate, and he thought that something was suspicious when it said Califas instead of California.
I tell you right now.
What was
Califas.
in it is what I want to know.
So the driver was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs and possessing methamphetamine.
Really?
Being
You would never really.
was
Truck
all-
drivers doing methamphetamine? Never heard of it.
Who would have thought?
also being an unlicensed driver and having an active arrest warrant. The tractor trailer was towed away because it was unsafe.
Did it have any freight cargo in it?
Doesn't say.
Probably was hauling
Doesn't.
methamphetamine.
Doesn't say.
Probably
but-
had methamphetamine. Probably just come on. Now this guy. Here's a guy that the cartel probably hired and said, but no.
A guy who knows no better.
Here's an idiot.
I don't know where they thought they were going to. I mean,
First
the
of
thing
all,
was
how did he
probably
get away?
What
melting.
part? Where are you
He has
saying?
no license.
Moorpark.
How does
That's
he
right
get?
down the road.
Here's a guy that's smarter than me. I was driving for years. How in the hell do you get through? Every major highway has in California it has scales. You would zip in with that. I don't know how long he had been here or how far he goes, but he wasn't driving through any scales. Now he's out on the 118. You said 118 doesn't have any scales. Everybody knows the 118 in this area. He's cutting over from the 118. He's probably cutting over from the 5 or one of those other ones. He doesn't want to go down the 101, which has scales north and southbound. The 5 has scales, which he probably came off of, but he probably dipped out before those scales to cut across to the 118 or 126. But yeah, come on, this guy.
I guess the license plate was also melting.
Melting? It was so hot yesterday.
He wasn't a hard guy to
Now,
find.
to all gangsters out there, don't hire guys like
What do you
this.
have a warrant for? Did it say?
Doesn't say.
That's funny. That is fucking funny. Not for him right now, but that's funny. This is what I'm talking about. You even got, Jesus Christ.
How dumb you got to be?
Man. Well,
Melting
obviously
license
really
plate.
dumb. I wonder if maybe he was trying to impress somebody to go out
You're
and
better off just riding around with some dealer plates.
he was better off not putting any plate on there.
Just
You don't
try
need
like
it.
that.
Taking his chances.
That was the giveaway. I mean, the motorcycle cop probably ran the plate. The numbers came back issued to nothing. First of all, the officer knows
I doubt
the
he
amount
ran
of
the
numbers.
Yeah,
issued.
he didn't need to run that. I mean,
He didn't have to.
Califas?
It says Califas.
I mean, it was made out of clay.
It was melting though. It
yeah,
couldn't
it was
even been
melting.
made out of clay. It was got to be something like, I don't know. What would it be?
It wasn't Play-Doh because Play-Doh would have hardened.
Huh?
Play-Doh would have hardened.
It would,
wasn't
yeah.
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh would have hardened, right? Yeah, that's like that clay. It would. This is still warpy looking. It's like it was melting. That's fucking funny. Maybe use cake icing or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
This guy's.
What is the update with the Big Poppy shooter, Chris?
Yeah.
Mr.
David Ortiz's shooter.
David Ortiz was shot. Supposedly, he was having an affair with a drug lord's wife, and they have 8 men in custody right now.
Jeez.
8 men. They had I guess there was 2 cars and 2 guys on a motorcycle. One of the guys on the motorcycle fell off of the motorcycle as they were getting away.
But if anybody has enemies, try to get them to vacation in the Dominican Republic because you can get people wiped out.
Well, not only that, I mean, the Dominican Republic did you just hear? I just got another alert. Another American dies while staying down in the Dominican Republic.
There's been a couple this year.
What,
Yeah,
what do you get?
we've had like there's been like 10 Americans that are just dying.
No,
Yeah.
they're not just dying.
No, like they're like at their hotel room,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they're never checking out or never
Yeah,
going back to their.
they're not right.
Yeah, they're
How do you
just
explain
disappearing.
that?
They're disappearing is what they're doing. Yeah, but they're
Yeah, and then
this has been
they're
going on
not
for a long time.
they're not getting like good autopsy reports, or they're not sending the records.
Well, the
through.
body doesn't. They probably don't have much of a body. These guys rob the body parts for fucking.
The black market.
Yeah, they do, and that's a fact.
So
Everybody knows
I guess
that.
the most recent.
I would go.
one,
Listen, man. I would tell you guys all the time. I would never go vacation, and then I've said this, and I'll tell anybody. These fucking people, especially with money. Oh, I'm going to go to India, or I'm going to go to Dominican. Right? First of all, have you ever been there? The fucking places are fucking poor, and
said that-
their best places looks like our Motel 6s out here.
Well,
That's their
David
best.
Ortiz was out. They said it was a dangerous part of the Dominican Republic, where like it's a
all
known,
dangerous if
It's a
you're
known,
American.
known dangerous spot.
But if you're Americans, those are all.
But
those
he said
things.
he relied on the people to protect them because he's loved there, so he wanted the people.
Right, because his status, and you know what? He was right for the most part. Look what they did when they caught the guy. They beat
Yeah,
the
but,
fuck out of him.
everyone gets shot in their own home, man.
Yeah.
Nipsey got shot.
beat the fuck.
Who?
Nipsey got shot in his own home. David Ortiz got shot
Right.
in his own home, and the XX Tentacion got shot in his own city.
It's unsafe. Why
You can't be in
Why
your
do you
city.
want it? First of all,
Well, that's why
Ortiz is
everyone
from
gets.
there.
That's why everyone makes money and gets the fuck
Fuck out of there.
don't
But
come
David,
back.
you said he's living down there like.
Well, they said
he's down there like
they
a
said
king. They treat him like
he's
well.
living there for 6 months, and then he comes back to the States for
Of
6
course,
months.
see, he's not going to commit to that for all the time.
Yep.
Once he made this money and he experienced America, that's why everybody wants to come to America. Here it is. But the bottom line is, it's either this or we got fucked up corrupt government. But come on, we don't have that.
They found
at least
they-
we're able to sleep at night in our own home without getting
They
shot.
found the gun of the shooter at his house about 133 miles away from that city. He like dug it in his backyard and just buried the gun, and they ended up finding the gun.
So they tracked him down.
So they tracked him down.
What'd they
Did
pay
he?
that-
The shooter
what'd they
got
pay
away.
That guy?
Huh?
What'd they pay that guy for doing that?
Listen to this.
$8,000 U.S. money, 400,000 Dominican
that's a-
equals to 400,000 Dominican.
But there was 8. So far, you're saying there's 8 people involved. So that's
That's
did they pay?
$1,000
That's
split.
$1,000 a piece.
Yep.
So, I mean, or was it 8,000 just to the one guy?
They said it was just an $8,000 hit on him, and that these guys were the ones
That's
carrying out
that's
the
like
hit.
how much in our money?
That's $8,000 U.S. dollars, 400,000 Dominican.
$400,000.
That's 50,000 of their money.
So, like I said, if you got an enemy, pay for a vacation to go to Dominican and fucking have him killed
One
over
of the
there.
guys
You can
wanted
afford that.
in-
You can afford to pay for his
One of the guys
vacation
is
and the
wanted
shooter.
in the U.S. for a shooting, attempted murder.
A guy here, he's wanted here in New York. He said.
I think in New Jersey, New York, one of those two. Somewhere on the East
So
Coast.
he was one of the ones they rounded up. Then they got him.
Yeah, I believe he's the one who fell off the motorcycle.
Okay, who the shooter himself? Did they get him?
Yeah, the shooter himself they caught. They
Okay.
caught him later.
But then, who
They
got
caught-
his ass beat? The one on the motorcycle.
One on the motorcycle.
So he got up the back of the motorcycle, shot,
I guess
got away.
I guess he was. I don't know if he was the shooter or not, but he was on the motorcycle. As the motorcycle was driving off, he falls off. And
They
then-
yank him up.
or met him, yanked him off, and then the whole crowd just starts whooping his ass. He was
So
all
there was
bloody.
2 guys on scene to kill, and only one got
There was
caught at the
no.
scene.
There was 2 guys on the motorcycle, and then there was other guys in 2 other cars who were keeping as lookouts.
But they didn't get thumped out.
No, they didn't get
Just the
thumped
one
out.
that. So the guy that shot got thumped out. Then.
Yeah, the one that was on the
Okay,
motorcycle.
he's
Yeah.
the one they got. All right. So the motorcycle left without his buddy.
Left, and I guess he fell off, or they pulled him off.
Oh, and they got him too.
I'm not. I know they have 2. I know one was a motorcycle guy, and I don't know who the other guy was.
But when I heard that the shooter got his ass beat, was there 2 people got their ass beat at the site?
No, just one
just
guy
one.
got
Okay, got
fucked up. Yeah, they fucked. You seen his face?
I didn't
they-
see
they
that.
fucked
I
that
heard
guy
somebody that was saying, let him live, because he needs to fucking.
Like he needs to talk.
He needs to talk.
Yeah, I guess they're interrogating him now. They haven't released the name of this drug lord, or supposedly, but
So he's not in custody.
yeah,
The guy
I
paid
read
for
an
it.
article a few days ago that supposedly David Ortiz was seen buying her a car. A Mercedes.
David Ortiz was so. David Ortiz is
Just getting that pussy.
he was getting that
He was
pussy.
getting it.
And, you know, I got to see a picture of her. Is she fine? Because look, at David Ortiz could probably get anybody down, any pussy down there he wants.
the picture they
He
showed of
probably
him?
here too. So because of his money. Now look, I got to see what this bitch looks like. Now if this bitch is a grode, now I'm gonna look at David Ortiz a whole different way. Because now you know he can get any woman down there because of his status. Any woman. I mean any woman. Because he's got money. He knows it. Everybody knows it. He, like I said, he was getting any woman he wanted over here because of his money. Now, Now, if he's messing with this, what is fucking wrong with him? He knows better than anybody else. He comes from that area. What a drug lord down there can do to you for fucking measly $8,000.
4 of the guys are also wanted in the Dominican Republic for a killing responsible from the drug lord, like another
Just
hit.
hitmen.
Oh, for
They're
other
just
hits.
fucking paid.
They're just hitmen, dude. Hitmen.
But look, isn't it funny that they were all still wanted and until David's... Now that David, which has ties to America, which is popular here, now all of a sudden they're catching everybody because he didn't make it. But over there, cops, reporters, everybody's paid off.
They're running wild.
That drug lord was
The
running
Wild West
everybody
over
until
there.
he fucked up and shot David. Now it's like, oh, we got to fucking...
Now we got to do something
But
about
look, they
it.
still don't have him though. They know what no. His money is... This drug lord's got deep pockets too. So here's what they'll do down there. They'll take money from David and him and still, they'll fuck... That's what they do. Like Afghanistan's do to us, take our money all the time and take money from somebody else.
It's always about money.
Huh? It's always about money. Money is the fucking root of all evil, guys. You know that.
Yeah, so going back to this other woman who just died, I guess...
We're talking about death today, I guess, on the show. This is death.
Part of life.
I guess Layla Cox, a 53-year-old MRI tech from Staten Island, was staying at the Excellence Resort in the Dominican Republic when she died on Tuesday, just a day after her birthday. She had been there twice before, and her son had kind of warned her about going down there because of all the string of
What's her name?
random deaths.
What's Ivy?
Layla Cox.
Layla Cox. So Miss Cox, she's an MRI tech.
Yeah.
She had
The family-
experienced a vacation there before. Thought she'd go back.
Yeah, the family still doesn't know the cause of death and has had no chance to mourn as the remains have still not been returned.
So she hasn't. They haven't got. Now they need to get her body because they need to get her body and they need to autopsy her here. And how long has she been gone?
Since the 11th, 4 days.
Okay, that's they've already cleaned her out. Her body parts, I guarantee you, her organs have been black markets. They're sold. When they get her over here, she's just going to be.
This is what was said. The son, Will, claims that the representative for the United States Embassy told him that a toxicology report would not be conducted on his mother's body
Why?
due to broken machines.
That's
Why do you have a broken
ridiculous.
machine?
We'll fly one over right now.
People or bring her body over. We'll do it here.
Right.
I guess her son said that she was not at risk for a heart attack, truly believe in some way, shape, or form that the Dominican Republic is responsible for my mother's death. If she would have went anywhere else in the world, she would be alive.
Okay, did she go down there by herself?
By herself.
Why would she go down there by herself? Did she have a boyfriend down there? What the fuck? Why would you go? I don't understand these people who go to these fucking third world places. Why in the fuck would you go to some poor country?
A lot of people are also
You know what it is?
getting
She's
sick.
an MRI tech. Probably doesn't have a lot of money, but she makes a living, good living. But here it is. She goes down there because her money goes a lot further. I understand that. But I bet you the first experience was great. They treated her. They rolled out the red carpet. And here's a middle class person goes down, rolled out the red carpet. She loved it. But by yourself? What the fuck, man?
This is like the fucking 8th one that's happened.
Well, this one I pulled up says that there's been 11 deaths and numerous poisonings that people are going over there drinking stuff from hotels and coming back sick and
Well, because you got these people
I
that
guess,
drop
I guess at least 2 of them have died from drinking at the minibar.
Okay, here's what they do. What happens? You get these guys in there. They know that, and of course, everybody knows you're the foreigner. You're from America or from wherever. They're going to sit there and they work these places. They drop something like a rupee in your drink, and then when you're out, this whole people hear about these. These urban legends, about waking up and you're in a bathtub full of ice. That shit, how do you think those got started? It's true. These guys, you know how much money organs are on the open market, on the black market?
A lot.
It's a lot of money.
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, man. And they make you rich. So, yeah, that goes on. Dominican Republic is
And
one of
last
them.
year, 13 Americans died in Dominican Republic.
Okay, that was last year.
Last year.
That's ones that's been we probably heard about. There's probably a lot we don't even hear about. They never make the media. There's probably more than that. But, it's, at least when, that I know of, I don't really think that you can go down to Mexico, but for the most part, the resorts, they try to protect it because they know that's the livelihood is the American tourist for the most part, or the tourists. So if they even tell you, stay in your group and stay in.
One of the judges from
hotels.
Shark Tank's brother died in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, it's Barbara.
Barbara,
the real
yeah.
estate
Her brother died?
Yeah, her brother died.
Barbara's the woman that does
the elderly lady.
Yeah.
the one,
With the
This
bob
is her.
haircut. Ellen
Right.
DeGeneres haircut.
Supposedly he had a
Right.
heart attack, but
Yeah.
like you said,
Again.
there was no.
Right.
Yeah.
No
See, but
report.
the machine is broken. That's the toxicology. First of all, look, then send the blood. I wouldn't even say because let us come over and perform. Look.
But this is our U.S. Embassy saying that.
Yeah. Okay. because they have to work with these people. We have to keep peace between the two, okay? That's what these guys do. They're not trying to do the right thing because you're American. They're just, because you know what? They want to maintain a relationship down there. So what they do, they have to try to take the stupid story that the Dominicans come up with and make it viable to the families, because we have relations down there and we need to maintain those relations, and we need to do it without anybody rocking the boat. So our American government is in it for their own interest.
They're all in the same city.
Yeah.
Punta Cana?
Who is?
That's where all these deaths are happening at.
In this particular resort area?
Yeah, this particular resort
they're
area.
picking that place probably because it's
that's a big tourist destination.
Yeah,
spot.
that's what I'm saying. They're probably picking that one just
it's like going to Cabo San Lucas
exactly.
or Cancun or something.
That's why it's picking. That's why it's because
and they're all like mysterious deaths, like heart attacks or like other stuff. Like they're almost being poisoned or something.
Yeah. They're giving them something. Of course they are, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I say to people, why in the fuck are you going down to these fucking places? Are you a fucking idiot? Because if you don't have that much money to go on vacation and you just don't want to go, you don't want to go to Arizona and hike with the old lady. They got lost. Then you're going to get fucked when you go to these. Then go to a good place. Go to fucking Hawaii or go. These fucking places. Go to France, but don't go to these fucking poor places.
I wouldn't go there either.
Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere overseas either because fuck the French get bombed all. They get suicide.
Yeah, weren't they getting those suicide bombers?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm like again.
And this one right here, I'm reading.
We don't know what our government's done to piss everybody off, but they're always taking shots at us.
This one right here, that I guess her dad got sick out there and was in the hospital, and they told her that she needed to pay $50,000, send a copy of her passport, and they needed a copy of her debit card front and back. In order to save
That's
her
a
dad.
hustle. They're doing that too in India. They're doing that same hustle.
And that her dad was already dead before he was already on the phone.
They're hustling her. Yeah, these people that have access to the body, and these fucking people are ruthless. They're fucking
She sent
poor.
the money. 8 hours later, they called her back saying he was dead.
Yeah, but meanwhile they wiped her out. Got her account. They're doing this hustle, man.
Her debit card front and back?
Yeah. Because they're gonna fucking
they're
gonna wipe her fucking ass out, and they did. Have they reported?
No,
on
that was just it would just have an article with like 4 or 5 different like deaths and how they died.
How stupid can you be? Why did she send her? I mean, didn't she see what was coming? I know. I hate to say it. They think they're dealing with you're dealing with some authorities over there.
They think they're dealing with like U.S. people,
right. Remember,
legit.
Right? They do the same shit over there in India. They do the same shit. When you're talking about another country, we have no control. There's nobody from America controlling the honesty of these people. These people are, in fact, people that are employed by these companies. They're not like, in other words, how this gangster getting about. These fucking people are just poor people that are working every day, but they learn how to hustle through, and their job entitles them to hustle people like from another country. So it happens all the time. It happens more than you know.
They all say they were drinking at the bar when it happened.
That's why they dropped the rupee in there. That's all. What happens to the woman that gets a rupee dropped in drink? In the bar, at the hotel.
A heart attack or like a
they do that here still, but they do that shit here too.
It's called a roofie.
Yeah, they do this here too. They do it down in Mexico too. They'll go and drop a rupee and then they bone these girls while they're down in Mexico on vacation. Most of the time, these girls won't say anything because they don't want to come back and say, "Oh, it's fucked up. I got raped." And that's what it is. But they're not going to come back and talk. They just want to say, "Oh, fuck, it was a bad day. I'm not talking about it." Because they're going to say, "Well, why were you fucking partying with these people? What were you doing?" And they're going to remember that. Well, I just got all too fucked up. And I'm embarrassed that I got so fucked up that somebody took advantage of me. Well, again, yeah, they did, but it was a mark.
That's why you always got to buy your own drinks, man.
Yeah, no, you never let make it. If you're gonna drink, and you're not taking the cap off yourself and putting it in, don't drink. I'm telling you, don't drink. Because you'll have to sit with that fucking thing on your fucking, and you'll be like, you can't even relax. So what? You're not going to even enjoy your drink.
Here's
so don't
the
drink
last.
until you go back into your own home.
Here's the last one that I got. Male student poses as girl to catch sexual predators online.
Oh, I read about that one.
Nabs a police officer.
Yeah,
he did it. This is it. Hold on.
Okay, you know the Snapchat
this guy
filter where you turn into a girl? That's what he was sending the cop.
So he was transforming his face.
So look at here's the story. Ethan, a South Bay college student, uses Snapchat's gender.
Anything. He became a vigilante. Self-appointed
vigilante. I think Ethan here was looking for some.
Sex.
He was probably looking to do sex with men.
But he was saying he did it too.
Yeah, I think he was.
I think it just happened to be a cop.
Right. That's what it sounds like.
So Ethan, a South Bay college student, used Snapchat's gender switch filter to pose as a teen girl and take down a San Mateo police officer allegedly looking to hook up. A California student used a Snapchat filter. He's 19 years old, and he, I guess, was talking to Robert Davies, 40. They had a conversation for 12 hours. Now, if you're trying to take someone down, why are you talking for 12 hours?
Oh, maybe he was really.
You know,
I
think that Ethan, once he found out that he was talking to a cop here,
He got kind of embarrassed.
He got scared.
He probably thought he was trying to prey on a little kid.
Yeah, because
What
here's
if it was a sting
you know
on
what?
Ethan?
How did?
I don't believe
that's
that
what
it was
sounds
a
like
sting.
to me.
Here's what Ethan looked like. That's what he was sending around.
Oh,
that
okay.
lovely lady
Ethan was a little tinker, but I mean, Ethan wanted to get. He's gay. Okay. Wait a minute. You know what? I don't know that, but
I think he was looking to do sex.
Yeah, and then when the guy disclosed, he's an officer, he probably thought
He probably got scared.
Oh, so then he. But what?
Because that's a
what
long
did the officer
sting for
do that
11
was
hours.
illegal about it? Because he's planning to be underage.
What did you talk about for that long?
Okay, but wait a minute. Why?
As a man,
Now,
how are you
wait.
talking
Hold
about
on.
that?
There's nothing illegal going on there yet. Until he, not unless he's a minor.
Let me.
You said he was 19. Was he a 19-year-old pretending to be a 19-year-old girl or 16-year-old?
So here's what it says. Ethan, 20, a San Francisco Bay College area student, used Snapchat's gender switch filter to become Esther.
To take a cop down.
No, that wasn't his.
But I know that. Wait a minute. So he took a cop down. The cop got in trouble.
Yeah. So Esther posed
what?
posed on Tinder as a 19-year-old because Tinder does not allow juveniles to open up accounts. Esther was contacted by a male Tinder user, and the message read,
on Tinder. We all know what that's about.
I believe he messaged me, "Are you down to have some fun tonight?" said Ethan, who did not give his last name for fear of retaliation. San Mateo police officer Robert Davies, 40, began talking with the person he thought was Esther on Tinder on May 11th before the two switched to Kik messaging app where Ethan said Esther was 16.
Oh, and the officer kept continuing to talk. There's the illegal
Davies
part.
acknowledged that she was 16, according
Right.
to a release from the San Jose Police Department. Davies then asked to switch off of Snapchat as soon as he found out that she was 16. We started texting on there, and it got more explicit. Ethan reported that Davies, whom had determined was a police officer, for San Mateo,
he was told.
search warrants were issued. He was arrested on June 6th of suspicion of contacting a minor to commit a felony and booked into the Santa Clara County Jail.
Well, he's guilty.
Okay.
No matter how he got caught, whether, more power to the kid. He got that fucking cop.
But okay, as a man, how do you text another man explicit messages? Like, that's kind of weird.
No, he was
For
pretending to be
11
a girl.
hours?
No, he
but
was
still,
pretending to be a girl.
Even if I'm pretending to be a girl, that's kind of awkward to be texting a man.
So,
again, but that's regardless. No matter, we all know that. Okay, the kid could say, the 19-year-old, this college guy could say he was doing it,
he was getting off.
He
got
whatever.
off.
No matter what, but he did the right thing by
reporting him.
By reporting the cop. This fucking cop. Look, a guy that's sworn to uphold the law. He's out there trying to bone 16-year-old girls. He's out there praying. Here's a cop. Here's a cop trying to prey upon your 16-year-old daughter or your 16-year-old, sister or whatever. He deserved to be busted. But the guy, the kid did it. No matter how he did it, it worked. But again, it's nothing illegal for a 19-year-old and a 40-year-old to bone. There's nothing illegal about that, right? There was no crime. But when you switched over and you started saying, now you're on Kik and you're talking and I'm 16. Oh, that's okay. I'll still fuck you. You're done. You're done. You're done. That's it. He should just dipped out right there. He said, "Hey, you're not 19. I like him young, but I don't like him that young." And he should have. If he would have did, hey, it's all right.
Maybe he got
good,
mad
good.
because he wasn't 16.
Maybe. Then decide. Maybe there you go. That makes more sense to me right there. Maybe he found out you're really not. Fuck, I'm looking for somebody. Fucking, you fucker. And then he cop probably threatened to get him, or then he goes, "Okay, well, I'll get you because I can record all this shit." Bottom line is, they were probably both ready to, pull each other's covers.
Because I know, like, was this guy like trying
cop.
to catch people like this, or was he like?
Yeah, that's what he says. He said he was.
According to his story coming out afterwards, he said that he had a friend who was sexually molested when she was a child.
What's her name? What's the friend's name? Where does she live? I want to know who this friend is. Is it verified?
So, I guess he's trying to do God's work and trying to take down.
Well, first
predators,
of all, cops will tell you they don't recommend you do this kind of shit. You get yourself into trouble real quick. But if you got something like that going on and it's for real, get a hold of the authorities. Let them deal with it.
Funny to me, man.
The whole story just seems fucking off.
Right. I wouldn't recommend anybody go out there and try to pull
is a long
vigilante
time. justice
and pretend to be something you're not. These fucking people. Remember, the predators. They'll also be very dangerous if they find out you're trying to set them up. So I wouldn't recommend doing that shit. But You know,
Or the cop could have been trying to say, hey,
hopefully, what's the guy's name?
Ethan.
Hopefully Ethan learned a lesson and doesn't keep continuing to do this. And I think the cops have probably already
in
told
San
him.
Francisco.
Yeah. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Here we go. Just because it's Frisco.
I'm saying it's a known,
Gay by the Bay.
a known gay community.
Gay by the Bay is what
They've
you
got
say.
a lot of homosexual
Fucking
men out
San
there.
Francisco, this is our second podcast. I don't want you to tune out because Chris over here is calling everybody gay.
I'm not saying they're all gay, but just it's a known.
But we all know
it's
that.
a known community.
But it doesn't. Come on, that's just
with this story.
Well, Hollywood's got a lot of gay. You understand? The same thing.
You can't even walk down the streets in Hollywood.
You can't even walk down. Right. But it is known. But anyways, I don't know. That cop, he got what
we
he
need
deserved.
more info to the story. It's not
Yeah.
enough.
The story's
it doesn't
fresh.
really matter if what's his name, Ethan's gay or not. It doesn't matter. What it matters is that Ethan even knew that
it was
this
wrong.
cop was trying to bone a 16-year-old girl. See, probably when the cop says, so you're really, because when they were talking on Snapchat, so everybody's got to maintain.
How did he know it was a cop, though?
Well, they somewhere along the line probably
he
came up.
Disclosed to it
Right,
somewhere along
right.
the line.
And then he probably, and you can find out anything as soon as he probably said,
He had to have met up with them or something.
well,
You never know.
Well,
it doesn't say that. It
here's the
just,
deal. But also the cop thought he was talking to a girl too.
Yeah, the cop thought he
So
was talking to
the cop's not gay. He's just a pedophile.
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
He's not gay. He's not a gay pedophile. He's just gay. He's not just gay. He's pedophile and not gay.
Well, it's just like that elderly man that was talking to you in Colorado, Chris.
What elderly man?
The one that Chris was talking to. Yeah, that's right. And that was not too long. Was that 2 weeks ago?
You guys are full of
How old
shit.
was he? He was 74.
Yeah, 73. He used to be babysat or something like
What was was the babysitting story?
It was that old lady.
He changed the diaper.
old
Took a little
lady
bit too long
who
to
were on
wipe
a
your
hike.
bottom. What was it? What was the deal, Chris?
that. Yeah.
He instead of using a baby wipe, he used his tongue.
What the fuck?
Is that what? That's what. I don't know. That's what you told us when the camera wasn't.
I guess the
rolling.
cop messaged him, "Are you down to have some fun tonight?"
Yeah.
Yeah. You read.
Well, he was looking
just
for a
read
good
that,
time.
Chris.
He's
You're
looking for a
Chris
good
not
time.
following the story. You
He's
didn't get
not
fired, Chris.
following.
He's not.
Well, I didn't hear him say that.
Because you're not listening, Chris.
The cop is just looking for a good time.
Yeah. Looking for a good time with a 16-year-old girl, no doubt. So he's fucked. He's
Yeah.
lost his job, thank God. Imagine him going out and having to cover a case. How well? See, here's the deal: going out and having to, you're a cop. It's your job to go out and arrest guys like himself. How do you think he would treat somebody that's boning? That he comes across in his work where the girl's been raped or been forced to have sex with an older guy. What do you think? Do you think he'll be like, hey, bro, just be kind of light on him, or you think he'll be?
Oh, he might try to do something for it.
Yeah, he'll probably let the guy go and take off.
You think he would let him go, or he would think like, I'm the only one that could do this? I think a lot of these guys, they could see it. They could see what the wrongness in it if it's somebody else, but if it's them, they always justify it. I found people to be like
How do you
that.
feel about in New York them legalizing prostitution or decriminalizing
They
it?
I think
decriminalized it.
I'm all for that, man. I think we waste
Good
too
for
much
the
money and
economy.
resources on. If somebody wants to go out and sell their body, I think it should be their right to do it. And I believe, again, this is my opinion. I've said it a million times. We put too much money on it, arresting prostitutes. They're going to do it whether or not you arrest them. Put it there, get right back out. It's a fact. It's a revolving door. They do it. They do it. A lot of them, not all of them, are drug addicted. And they're doing it for sack.
They're going to be making centers where
but
they can
yeah,
hang
I
out
also-
at and you can go pick up the hookers and
Right.
it's going to be safe and they're going to offer.
That's what they should do. They should allow. They should do it that way. If you're going to do it right. Make it safe for everybody all the way around. The John and the woman. They put restrictions. They started in the porn industry. The checkups of the AIDS. When the AIDS came in, they really started putting these type of things in place where you have to have your checkups and stuff. Even because you have a checkup today doesn't mean you get it the next day. And then. But at least it's safer when you go in and get a regular checkup and stuff. And just because you're in porn doesn't mean you're dirty. Doesn't mean these people are probably one of the cleanest people because you come off a set in a porn, you're going right to the shower. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the promiscuous going out and you end up getting the disease and then you pass it on. And you may have gotten it because of one person, and how fast that spreads when you're sharing the.
All it takes is one person.
Yeah, and so it's real serious. It can get out of hand right away. But I think prostitution should be legal. I always have been. It keeps prostitution's been around since the beginning of the times.
Nevada and New York, the only two states in America.
They need to do it. They need to do it because you know what? Think about the guys like you, Chris. That didn't get much pussy coming out. Okay. These guys. And
Never paid for it in my life.
Yeah, well, how many rupees have you owned in your life and dropped in somebody's drink? Okay, so what I'm saying is this. What about the guys that are not all that lucky, don't get a lot of action? These are the same guys who go to strip clubs and spend their whole paycheck on these strippers, and they may never get, but it keeps them from going out and doing something maybe stupid because of the
or being a predator or something.
Or being a predator. I really think it keeps it. But again...
it's going to stop sex trafficking a lot.
Yeah, because there's no market for fucking. It would stop it. You're right. It would put a big dent in it.
You think yours gonna get like brothels and stuff now?
Except what it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop the underage, the pedophiles. That would still be big, because you know how many people, especially from our country, that go over to Thailand and to get underage boys and girls. It's fucking out of control. It's out of control. These fuckers are sick, man. There's these guys, look, if you go, everybody looks at porn, everybody watches porn. You go online and you go to the porn sites. How many of these videos do you see? They say, teen such and such, teen this, teen that. And they have this girl on the front cover. And then if you read in this small print, it says, all our models and actresses are over 18. But they make them look like 12 girls. They look like 12-year-old kids. First of all, when I was growing up, all I wanted was a woman. MILF. I like them. But I always, my teachers, I used to fantasize with my teachers when I was in the third grade. I don't want, if the girl if she looks like a little, I didn't want nothing to do with it. That's just me. Now that I'm my age, I don't want no hag. Excuse me, but I don't want anybody. I never fantasized about a kid with pigtails. It's just a big turn off.
It's weird.
Yeah,
but
that's weird.
But if you look at the industry though, and I'm telling you, it's geared towards that. A lot of anal shit, I noticed, a lot of teen shit videos out there.
A lot of gangbangs.
Yeah, those are okay. But this teen stuff where they look underage, what you're doing, you're just feeding into the mindset. That's my opinion. I tell you right now, I wouldn't want anybody fantasizing with my kid. Like my buddies come over to the house and watch a football game, and all of a sudden I watch my friends watching my daughter. I'd be pissed. What the fuck's wrong with you, man? Get the fuck out of here, man. That's something wrong with your psyche. That's something wrong with you if you're turned on by somebody that's not even developed. There's something wrong with you. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Now I probably pissed off a bunch of people too, but fuck you. I don't like you anyways.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I think that's where we got to stop that. And the people in the porn industry need to be a little bit more responsible, I think. Make good porn for me. Chris said it. Make some more good gangbangs. Make sure the bitches are all hot
more
with big
realistic,
asses.
I feel.
More
realistic.
Shitty acting.
Realistic.
I want that shitty acting.
But I want to see, and I don't want to see some skeleton girl. Forgive me again. I like all women, but I like a big butt and I like a thickness.
Do you like the natural booty though, or that fake?
Well, I don't like that diaper butt that Kim Kardashian has. What happened to this ass of hers? It looks like a fucking diaper.
Well, they just inject it with all sorts of shit, collagen, and cocoa butter.
Injection, cocoa butter.
But you know it's weird. It folds up. If you look at it, it
looks like a saggy diaper. Like someone took
shit in a diaper. You know, it's weird.
Crisco.
It didn't used to look like that, but it does now. It's weird. And she's got these weird saddlebags of hips that they don't look natural.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
She has these spindly lower legs. Spindly lower legs.
Skinny legs. Don't.
Yeah, it doesn't be. Now Chloe could handle the bit.
Yeah, but she's also looking like that now too.
Yeah, she is looking like that. She's got the diaper.
A lot of surgery for her.
In the legs.
It served her well. I liked Chloe's body the way she looked before. She didn't have a big round, but you know what? That's just.
She should have just kept the natural.
She should have stayed the way she was. I think Chloe
just the
again.
Natural. She already had the OJ in her, so she was.
She is not OJ's kid.
Yes,
she looks just like him, dude.
No, she is. Okay.
Have you pulled up two pictures?
You guys are wrong on that.
Yes,
not even close. If you seen, let me tell you right now, this guy named John, that Kris Jenner. Her marriage.
I think I've seen that guy in one of the documentaries.
He was on one of their episodes.
He was showing up to the OJ trial, wasn't he? With Chris?
No. This guy was on one of the episodes. She met him for lunch. Bruce supposedly got mad because she met her old boyfriend. This is the guy that she lost Kardashian over.
Caitlyn.
Fuck. Let's just keep it straight. It's Bruce Jenner. Okay.
Caitlyn.
I told you about 1997, 98. I met Bruce Jenner right here in Camarillo. The dude was dressed like a dude.
His truck driving days.
Yeah, he wanted to park his car, his Viper. He was going to look at property in Spanish Hills. And so one of the guys, I'm in my office doing some work, and pretty soon I hear Rudy, one of the guys I work with, he's talking to somebody, and I'm thinking, who's he talking to? About the time I was going to see, a guy wanted to park his car because his wife was on her way down with the realtor, and they were going up to Spanish Hills, which was right there off Central in Camarillo. You're going to look at this property, high dollar stuff there. So I'm sitting there, and about the time I got up to see who he's talking to, I popped my head out of my office, and here's Bruce Jenner talking to Rudy. And
The Olympic Bruce Jenner.
well, here, this is the state. This is 19. I believe this is 97 or 98. Here's the thing. Bruce Jenner had just came from golfing. He said he was dressed like golf pants. He had a short sleeve stripedy shirt on, and he had a knitted vest, short sleeve vest, V-neck vest on. I still remember clear as day. This guy,
Typical golf wear.
yeah, dressed up like a man and everything, but he had no facial hair, no eyebrows, no eyelashes. Really, it was
weird.
no pigmentation. Now, I know I had alopecia areata when I lost my beard, and where you lose your hair follicle, you look really pale. And this is his whole face. And I was going, the guy has painted on eyebrows, and it looked really weird. But the one thing that
Think he was trying to remove his facial hair or something? Like
well, I think
permanently
he
remove
must.
it?
Well, I look back at it now. He must have been on hormones at the time.
hormones
He
will
had
do
no
that
hair on his arms.
Well, he said that he was going to be a woman before he met Chris. Chris stopped him.
She's smart.
So this was in the workings for a while.
Now Chris she was the mastermind behind this. Fucking smart. This is my opinion only. But let me tell you right now why. Because he had these endorsements with Adidas, I believe. He was on the Wheaties box for the longest guy that was on the Wheaties
Longest running.
box. Longest running. You know,
Was he like all Mr. Olympia? Like,
Yeah, because of
he,
this-
he did everything, right?
Right. He got 7 medals. You know, out of the 10 things that he entered, he won 7. They weren't all gold. They were, I think, 1 gold and the rest were bronze and something like that. Anyways,
Still a medal.
all I know back in the day, you know, there was this before internet and all that shit. The one guy that spoke out against him, Mark Spitz, was our swimming champion. He went to the Olympics, big deal. Just like the current, what's his name was, the guy Phillips. Phelps. I'm sorry. Yeah. Mark Spitz said, I don't want, they wanted to room them guys together somewhere. And Mark Spitz wrote in an interview with this, he says, I didn't want to be in the fucking same room as that guy. He's a homo. And everybody after that was like pissed off at Mark Spitz. And I remember as a kid, I was a kid, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, what is that about? But we don't get to hear the inside stuff. Well, Mark Spitz knew something. He knew what was happening back then because he made the statement.
Well, he's been transitioning, he said, since he was a kid.
His whole life.
Yeah, he said that he went and joined it because he said,
As a kid.
That's what helped him. He thought winning the Olympics would make him feel more like a man.
a man. Yeah.
He always
See, it was
felt
inside
like
him.
a
And I'm
woman.
going to take by the way, he was fighting this. I mean, we don't know what it's like to feel like we're men and, we don't know. It's like whatever. But the thing is, when I seen him in '97 or '8 again, I'm telling you, I went home. I told your mother, and I was amazed that he had, like I said, dressed like a man. I told you, he had no hair in his arms, no hair in his face. I could tell he didn't even have to shave at this point. I could tell you that because I had alopecia areata. I know what that is. I had no hair follicle because it was a sickness. Okay, but this guy, all over, had no pigment, no beard. You could tell he didn't have to even shave at this point. And I'm looking at him, and he said he wanted to park his car there, and if he would be in, this is where we changed drivers, semi trucks, tanker trucks, and I said, yeah, you can park your car here. You can park it where my car's at, and I moved, and he parked his Viper there, and he was real nice, talked, and opened up.
So
the
what
hood.
happened?
Chris Jenner, he said he was waiting for his wife and the realtor to show up, and they were going to go up the hill and look at this property. I said, yeah, cool, but. Me and Rudy got done talking to him. His wife showed up. Chris showed up. I remember, and he gets in the back seat of this Mercedes, and they drive up the hill to the Spanish Hills. And me and Rudy looked at each other and goes, "He's got tits." He had not small tits, dude. He had tits that were sticking out like it was really. It was hard to talk to him watching a man with. It was obvious. It wasn't like pecs, like no. I'm talking. He was wearing a sweater and a button-up short sleeve shirt, had no hair in his arms, but he had these jugs that were like, they looked to be at least, like a C cup. It was really, swear to God, and that's
a handful.
And I was going, this guy's on his way. I went home telling his mom, this guy's on his way to be gay. He's going to come out. But then I seen Chris get out of the car. I didn't know who he was married to back then. We didn't know nothing about the Kardashians at that time, really. Other than OJ hadn't even been,
until the tape came out with Ray J. He didn't know anything about him.
Exactly. Well, we knew about Kardashian being a lawyer friend of OJ's, I think, but we didn't. That whole thing hadn't took place yet. When did that happen again?
Yeah,
98. I think it was 98.
Yeah.
It was right after that.
Maybe.
But anyways, Chris gets out, nice looking lady, and they greet each other. He gets a car. They're gone a while. Finally, he comes back. Before he leaves, he says,
Well,
"Hey, let me park here."
deal.
And I'm just looking at
It was
the
a
guy.
business deal. It was about money.
It was amazing.
Speaking of deals, Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia officially signed today.
Wow.
It's officially good to go. The only thing they need to determine is the date and where it's going to be.
Wow.
But it's official.
They did it today.
They did it today.
Here, you heard it right here, folks. Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia signed a fight. When is it?
They haven't. To be determined.
It's official, though.
It's official. They're fighting. Where and when is
okay,
undetermined.
here we go. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, it's going to be
a good one.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. It'll be a good one for sure.
I've been a big Mikey guy. I've said he's technically one of the best fighters I've ever seen. He's smart. I didn't ever say he was the best out there, but I said he's technically
one of the best.
One of the best. He's smart.
Good fighter.
Again, he's smart. But I think Mikey really underestimated Spence, and I really underestimated Spence.
They're fighting at 147.
Yeah, 147 welterweight.
That's not good for Mikey.
Well, I mean, that's where the money's at, and that's where Mikey's going to continue to stay.
And I think at this point, for the smart fight for Mikey is this fight, the money fight. It's not the best fight for his career, but I believe this will be the only fight that he could draw big money, because after that last showing, are not non-showing against.
Yeah, he didn't show up for
against
that
Spence. He's not going to get another shot at any big money at all. So because he was so outclassed.
They're saying Stable Center in October.
Nice. That'll be a definite fight to
now,
go to.
It's a good fight for both of them, because I've always said Danny, he would always pull out these wins, but he wins. And here's the thing. But his power now, again, his power is really looking. The power is, I think Mikey's not going to be able to withstand the power. I think Mikey always fights. He was a good counterpuncher. He didn't do none of that in the Spence fight, though. And if he fights if that Mikey shows up at this fight,
he didn't expect Spence to come out fighting the way he did,
box like that,
to box the way he did, that good. And Mikey, I think he didn't get dropped. He didn't get knocked out, obviously, but I mean he did probably feel the power from a true 147.
That's why
pounder.
he was so cautious. There's no doubt
he could never get inside of Spence.
I think he admitted it himself that the power he was didn't expect this, but it made him. It turned him into a statue. He didn't throw anything. He didn't do it. It didn't. He was so worried about getting hit. What you got to be worried in there if you're a fighter, and that's why I say he's a smart fighter. He was allowed to do that. I think if I was the ref, I would have said either you fight him or disqualify you. He wasn't fighting enough.
Mikey was in line to fight Pacquiao, I said, according to this article, but he didn't want to wait until after he fought Thurman, so he took the Danny Garcia.
Well, Mikey wants to stay active after the loss, and Mikey wants to stay active. He's not going to wait 6 months to get a fight.
But I don't think I think Mikey is he knows it too. I think he knows his limitations. I think he knows his strengths, and I think right now 2 years that he was off because of that contract dispute that he had. I think that he knows that you lose a lot. Just 2 years is a long time. People move on up, and you don't get any, So when he came back in, a couple tune-ups, and then he went bang, bang. He needed to act fast. At this point, though, he's a good fighter, smart fighter. That's why he didn't fight, because he knew he could get hurt, and he protected himself, which is a smart thing to do for his benefit. But for the fight game as fans, it was a horrible fight. It was a bad fight. It was a good Spence let him go. But then it also proved one thing. I underestimated Spence too, and I know Sugar Ray Leonard did, because after the fight, Spence says, people said I can't box like Sugar Ray Leonard said I can't box. Well, I didn't think he could box like he showed that he did. Again, can he do that all the time? Why didn't he ever show that before? But he showed it in this fight, which he needed it in this fight, and he just boxed, and he boxed well, and he outboxed. He kept Mikey completely. He out-talented him. He just
too big.
Him. And he was too big. And I think that's the problem it's going to be for him in this next fight with Danny.
Well,
Mikey's.
With that being said, I think that's a great way to end this show and start another episode to really break
it down.
Yeah, break down both fighters.
There you go.
Really break down both fighters, because that's exciting. That's exciting. Garcia versus Garcia, I think is going to be a good money draw.
Fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good money draw. It's good for Mikey. It's good for Danny, both ways, and something
good for the Mexico-Puerto Rico rivalry.
There you go.
Yeah, something that we should.
We'll give him the Pachuco cook.
The Pachuco kick.
Yeah, kick. Yeah. Who is that?
That's
what's his dad's name?
Robert Guerrero's dad.
What's his name? That guy. We just call him the Pachuco.
Mr.
Vato hat. I'll give him the Pachuco. Yeah, you should have did that outside the ring, because it didn't happen in the ring.
Yeah, I'd like to see Robert Guerrero's dad and Danny Garcia's dad.
And I'd pay for that fight.
on the
I'd pay
on
for
the
that.
undercard of Tom Cruise, Bieber, and Conor McGregor, Mark
you go.
Wahlberg.
Yeah, if we're gonna make a fucking joke out of the fucking boxing, let's do it. Put Bieber on that card with Tom Cruise. Again,
Who
I
you
think
got?
Tom.
Tom?
Yeah. Bieber's a good musician, but he's a punk.
Yeah,
They say she's been training.
yeah,
though.
that doesn't.
Let him
mean
train.
shit.
You tell you what, like again,
That doesn't mean shit.
people when you don't get hit, wait until you get.
That kid's never been
I
hit
hate
in
when
his
people talk about
life.
they've never been hit, and then they get hit. See, nobody's hitting him because he's paying people to train with him, right? And these guys are not really hitting him.
I don't know.
You
I don't
have
know
to get
exactly
really
what
fucking.
training he's doing.
Well, I
at
want
all.
to see what he's. I
mean,
want to see
he's like doing yoga and shit.
what.
They need to do more celebrity
talking
boxing
about?
matches.
He's not training to be an MMA fighter.
He's training
Then
like-
what? Why is he
He's just
calling out-
training to stay in
So what is he
shape.
going to do? Out yoga, Tom?
Again.
What's the call out? A boxing match? A fighting? An MMA
A
fight?
boxing or MMA. Honestly, I don't know.
It's not gonna happen.
I've watched Bieber play b-ball. That fucker guy can play basketball.
B-ball?
This kid's talented. I think he's just one of those guys. Yeah, he knows how to play b-ball. Good. He's fucking fast. He's played ball. You know, he's
Can he
good.
swing though?
That's what
Can
I'm
he take a
saying.
hit?
No.
He can't be good at everything.
And that fight will never happen. It'll never happen. It's something fun to talk about, but it will never happen.
You know what he should fight? Bieber should fight the guy that made Transformers. What's that guy's in it? Actor? What's his name?
What
the
guy?
kid, the guy that played he was in the Transformers. What's his name? The guy that was in that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, what's
What's
name?
his name? He has that weird name, you know.
Shia LaBeouf?
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf, he's another fucking
He's another
nut,
kook.
dude.
He-
He's a
and-
nut.
Have you heard him freestyle?
Yeah.
Hey, he was good. I thought he got down on that. He was pretty good freestyle. He was on what stage? He went in there and you sit there, you spit right there.
Yeah,
he was.
he's done a couple of freestyles.
He's a kook though.
Yeah, he's.
Did you see he did this thing where he showed up at an art gallery?
Oh yeah, the 24, the live camera always on where you could go on. And
He just sat there with a mask on,
Yeah.
with a bag on his head,
Yeah.
and
He's
no,
lost his mind.
and he was just sitting there with his eyes, with the eyes part cut out. Wouldn't answer if you talked to him, and people just got to go in there and just sit there with him. And
Yeah.
He's lost
they were
his
paying
mind.
to do that.
Yeah, you made money.
I would have
on that.
paid them to go in there and I'd have punched him in the head and then walked out. The guy. I remember some girl was sitting down there when he was going, and she asked him, "Things shy." They thought he just sat there. and wouldn't say anything the whole time. I guess like, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes apiece. Fuck up. I would have punched him right in the fucking head. And how about now? You fucking bag man, how you doing? But this guy's a kook. That's who the Bieber should fight
Until next time, this
Yeah.
is Inside the Ring
That's
with
right.
the old man.
with the old man.